From a friend to a friend. You've been my gift of true love that keeps right on giving. You're my special wonder that makes my life worth living. And from a friend to a friend. If going through the motions make you feel like dirt, let me love away the pain, show me where it hurts. And from a friend to a friend. Lay your head on my shoulder, lay your heart in my hand. I'll be there when you need a trusting heart to understand. And from a friend to a friend. You've been my breath of life in my every uphill climb. You're a touch of class in the course of a lifetime. And from a friend to a friend. Hi, I'm Danny Queen, and welcome to another exciting edition of Color Me Poetry. I'd like to welcome my most illustrious guest, Miracle. We're in the midst of a miracle today, and I'd like to welcome Miracle.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here and coming to share with us today. And you have a brand new tape that's out that's doing very well. And you've been singing for an awful long time. Tell us something about yourself and how long you've been singing, how you got started.
Okay, first of all, I want to let everyone know Miracle is my real name. It's Miracle Thomas, and I'm originally from Lynchburg, Virginia. I started singing at the age of 3. That's right, 3 years old. At the church choir, started there.
Why do you think it is that so many singers, so many black singers from our community always seem to start in the church?
Well, it's just the roots of it all. You have to always go back and give thanks to the Creator.
That's very true, because, you know, in other communities, people don't always start in the church. I mean, they go to music school and they get training and that type of thing. But in our community, we just start singing, you know.
That's right.
and
that's something that's part of our ancestors, so it's part of us as well. And
has been there for so long.
And will stay. That's right.
We can't do anything without those roots.
Right.
You know? And it's really beautiful when I heard your music, when I heard you on another radio show, and some of the things that you were sharing. What did people think of you, you know, as a child, you know, singing? Did you sing with a microphone, or did you sing in a cup or something like that?
I'll tell you the truth. Once you use the toilet tissue, you use the little thing that they wrap it around. I used to use that, and my mother, she didn't discourage me not to sing, but she wanted me to do other things because it's a hard road for music.
You always knew you wanted to sing?
At the age of 3, always knew, never changed my mind. Usually when kids are growing up, they want to be doctors, and then they change their mind, want to be lawyers, but always wanted to be a vocalist.
Singing for you has meant that much to you, that you put this much time and effort into it to go forth. What would you say to young people who want to get into, you know, the music industry?
Well, first of all, I would say get an education. That's very important. And always believe in yourself. Don't just be a writer or a singer. Just try to do as much as you can and read books about the business and learn as much.
That's another thing that I want to bring up also, the business aspect. How important is business aspect in music?
It's very important to know because it's so political.
Well, you know, they say that music today is what, 95% business and 5%
talent, or 4.5. Yes, it is.
Why do you think that is? Because, say, like years ago, back in the day, you know, music was, and I heard some of the artists, some of the old Motown artists say, well, you know, it's like a big family at Motown.
Right.
You know, and it was like one big family, and it was like going to school.
Exactly. They would groom them for like things like this, prepare them for interviews, dances, and not only that, vocal lessons as well. But nowadays, it's just you get up and sing, and they put a lot of extra stuff on your voice, and it's a hit. Oh, and some gimmicks, and it's a hit. So
it's like that in the studio.
Yes, it is.
Just, well, I don't know exactly what it's like. You tell us what it's like for you.
It's cold in there. Just want to let everybody know that it's very cold. And sometimes when you're working with producers, you have to find the right one that can bring out the best in you.
What's it like working with a producer who, you know, knows your style and well, I guess you have to have a feel.
Yeah.
For the producing,
exactly.
It's
a vibe thing, and if it's not there, you can't rush it. You can't push it. It's not going to happen.
And in the studio is really where it counts first.
Yes, it does.
And then on the stage.
Because you have to make your record believable and sellable in the studio.
So I guess what we're saying, in other words, that you have to bring something with you when you come there to the studio.
You have to bring a whole lot with you.
I think a lot of people don't realize it because, you know, I'm sure we've all, you know, been to concerts where we've been to see some of our favorite artists, and, you know, you hit a record, oh, you know, it's a hit record, and everybody, you know, is jamming.
Right.
And then you go to see them, like, that ain't the group that I bought the record of, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And people say that. People say that that can't be the group that recorded that group, that particular song. And I guess that's because, like you're saying, those vibes are not always the same.
Right.
When you perform it live, you get something from the audience, don't you? And you get something.
You should get something from them and bring something for them
as well.
As well, yes.
How do you get into it when you say, like, you know, you go to perform and you're say an opening act for someone?
Mm-hmm.
How do you
that happens a lot, but I'm into it from the beginning because this is what I want to do.
And
there's no psyching me up or anything. I just do it.
You don't need any
I love
of that.
it. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm. And that's most beautiful that you would say that and say that so straightforward,
oh,
you know, in that way. Lets me know that you feel it and you're sincere from the heart with it.
Right.
Well, some people, it's not always that way, though, and you can feel it. The audience can tell.
Yes, you can.
You know,
I've been on the other side too, in the audience sitting down.
Really? And what's it like for you when you see someone like that?
I usually learn from people. I mean, even the good and the bad. Like Paisley Bell, I've learned a lot of good things from her. Gladys Knight. I'm not going to mention who I learned bad things from, but I've learned some from some people.
Some of your favorite artists?
I'd start with Gladys Knight.
Why Gladys? Let's stop there.
Gladys Knight. Well, my mother used to play her records, and her voice is so rich. I mean, she has an alto voice. She doesn't have to hit high notes for me. She can stay right there on the medium tip, right there.
Yeah, I like Gladys an awful lot.
Right.
I like it better with the pips, though. But
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that background, you know.
And the steps.
Yeah, and I mean, seeing them live.
All of that.
You know, they be kicking, you know. And those guys have been around a long time. I think Gladys first was with an old label some years ago when I first heard of her when I was a little kid. And then, of course, my mother, my father, aunts, they played a lot of her music around the house as I was growing up as a child. And I heard all of that. I heard the Motown, you know. I heard the Stack records and all that. And I learned from that stuff, you know. And reading and studying also, you know, about the history of black music. When you study the history of black music, basically it all comes from the same root.
Well, of course.
And most people don't know.
That's where go-go originated from, is Africa. That's where the music comes from. A lot of people think it's from D.C. I mean, it's part of our heritage, and it's good that we play it, but it still started in Africa.
When you think of go-go, hip-hop, rap, if you will?
I like go-go. Hip-hop, I can't say I don't like it, because I do tracks such as hip-hop, but...
It's not like a comparison thing for you.
I can't say that.
Well, personally, I love it all because I know it all comes from the same root, whether we're talking about jazz, ragtime,
country,
blues,
western.
Country and western. I find similar R&B lyrics sometimes very similar and very earthy, if you will, to some country lyrics.